trash. Who actually likes trash? Who stops to admire it, really look at it, and finds it beautiful? He does. This is Francisco de Pájaro. He believes that not everyone can truly see art, but trash? Trash is impossible to ignore. That's why he isn't just sifting through garbage. He's transforming it into art. Not for praise, not for fame, but because, let's face it, the world is already a flaming pile of junk, and if no one's going to clean it up, he might as well turn it into something worth looking at. And just like that, the stuff we toss without a second thought gets a second chance. To shine, to sneer, to mock the system that created it. We buy, we consume, we throw away, and then we pretend our waste disappears into some magical void, like a bad fart in an elevator. But it doesn't. It lingers. It piles up. And Francisco, he sees it. He doesn't see trash as waste. He sees a brutally honest mirror. While the art world fawns over overpriced canvases and calls them contemporary expressions, trash sits there, unfiltered, unapologetically real. And here's the kicker. Trash is democratic. No bidding wars, no turtlenecked critics sipping overpriced grape juice and muttering about the dissolution of self. Just raw, discarded reality, waiting for someone to give it meaning. Well, Francisco didn't exactly choose this life. Like all great artists, he was gently shoved into it, kind of like your landlord shoving an eviction notice under your door. Back in Spain, he tried playing by the rules, gallery submissions, polite handshakes, pretending that selling a canvas to some rich guy with a wine collection was the dream. But Spain's economy had other plans. When the government shut down street art spaces and galleries became vaults for the wealthy, Francisco had a realization. Art had become too clean, too safe, too polite. It was like being at a dinner party where everyone's pretending to enjoy the salad while secretly Googling the nearest burger joint. So, he did what any artist with a healthy dose of rage and zero fucks left to give would do. He got dirty. Francisco was always that kid, the one who ignored math class to doodle in textbooks. Education? Boring? Drawing? That was where the magic happened. He followed his instincts, went to art school, and quickly realized it was mostly people pretending to be artists while sipping artisanal coffee and dodging responsibility. A year and a half in, he bailed. The dream, however, refused to die. Determined, he threw himself into his craft. And then, life did what it does best. It kicked him in the teeth. The 2008 economic crash left him broke, disillusioned, and somewhere between existential crisis and lighting his unpaid bills on fire for warmth. Galleries rejected him. Jobs were scarcer than common sense on reality TV. Spain felt like a graveyard of broken dreams. So, naturally, he moved to London. Fresh start, new opportunities, right? Nope. The city chewed him up and spit him out like a bad kebab. He bounced between jobs, construction, bartending, street vending. Whatever kept the lights on. But even at rock bottom, the artist in him refused to die. And then, Barcelona called. Sunday, sea, and most importantly, trash. Lots of it. By 2009, Francisco was done. Done with Spain, done with London, done with pretending. If society wanted to treat him like garbage, then garbage would become his masterpiece. Armed with a brush, paint, and an ungodly amount of defiance, he took to the streets, painting on whatever the world had thrown away. Old mattresses, busted TVs, boxes, abandoned sofas, anything that seemed to weigh him down. In his hands, they morphed into twisted, grinning monsters, perfect metaphors for capitalism's dumpster fire. His only critics? The rats. And honestly, they were pretty supportive. Who knew rodents had such refined taste? But Francisco's art wasn't just about making something out of nothing. It was about exposing the absurdity of consumer culture. He calls himself a rabid warrior, dreaming of a better world. To him, painting and sculpture aren't just art, they're weapons. He paints with the urgency of someone who's watched the system fail too many times to trust it. And, honestly, he's got a point. His art has no fixed style, just pure, spontaneous expression. Ideas spill straight from his mind onto whatever he finds. He gives discarded junk faces, lets them mock their own uselessness. The art world called it provocative. Francisco called it common sense. Francisco didn't just draw on whatever trash he found on the street. He took things to the next level. Sometimes he convinced live models to pose for him. Abandoned doors, perfect makeshift canvases, letting him unleash his creativity on a whim. And as a bonus, he might even get a live singing performance in return.
Ole, ole, ole.
Because nothing says high-class artistry like sketching on garbage while someone belts out a tune. Check out this piece of trash. You can tell right away. The one-eyed bald man still has a murderous gaze. He wears a mask, his head pierced with countless needles, while a rat scurries behind him. And then there's the kicker. He straight up pees on the drug-addicted figure to his left, as if uprooting him entirely, a brutal metaphor for the devastation of addiction and the need to eradicate it. His writing oozes with rage and sorrow. But wait, why does this toxic figure look exactly like the artist himself? Interesting. Or he can turn his trash art into a live performance, letting it interact with unsuspecting pedestrians. Whether they laugh, cringe, or stand there questioning their life choices, Francisco knows exactly how to push his art into whole new dimensions, whether the world is ready for it or not. And the best part? He couldn't care less. As long as he's having fun and letting his creativity flow, he's living his best life. And then, every unique story comes with a twist, from trash to treasure, literally. The moment his trash art gained attention, people wanted to buy it. Suddenly, collectors were scouring the streets, hoping to snag an original before the city cleaners swept it away. Enter Robert Burt, the gallery owner now helping Francisco turn discarded junk into high-priced art. One buyer from India even dropped 4,200 euros on a piece of his trash. I mean, art. And thanks to social media, demand is skyrocketing. The irony? The same consumer culture that Francisco critiques is now lining up to consume him. So, next time you stroll past what looks like trash-turned art on a street in Barcelona, don't just wrinkle your nose and walk away. Take a second look. It might be a message, a prank, or even a masterpiece with a price tag of 0. Or maybe, just maybe, it's laughing at you. And if it is, well, congratulations, you've officially joined the club. So, what's your take on Francisco's trash art? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more art adventures. I'll see you in the next one.